POV, you are a new first-time gun owner. You just bought your first AR-15. Maybe it's a custom-built Aero Precision like this one, if they ever ship out their parts to you. Or maybe you bought something like a PSA or an Anderson or something like that because you just didn't have a lot of money, but you wanted to get an AR-15 because you see all this shit happening lately with the Ukraine and the Russia stuff, and you just don't know what might happen. Let's be honest, nothing's going to happen. But let's assume something did happen and you only have that one AR-15 for whatever reason. Maybe your state that you live in is pretty gay, but you've only got one, and whether you pay a lot of money for it or not, you don't have a lot of money to spare to get more luxury stuff like lights, lasers, and what have you for home defense. Today on TN Tactical, we're going to talk about probably the best light laser combo that I have seen on the market today. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I mean it. Like, for the price that you pay, I have gone through a lot of El Cheapo shitty lights and lasers in my time, especially when I first got into guns myself back in like 2013 or something. I know, not that long, but back then the market was a lot different. I wasn't really aware of what were the good name brands and what were the stuff that you might want to stay away from because they don't hold zero, they don't last long. Votatu was kind enough to send out the M6LP-G. This is a light laser combo that comes in right around the $60 price point. And I know first reaction is going to be, holy shit, 60 bucks. I don't think so. That's probably going to be some El Cheapo Chinesium crap that doesn't hold zero. You're only half true though. It is El Cheapo Chinesium, but it does hold zero. And I have, well, let's just say I have thoroughly put that to the test to make sure that that holds true. Now, this was actually sent out to me by Votatu for testing evaluation. Much appreciated, guys. We really do appreciate it. They know that anytime we get free stuff, we tend to beat the piss out. And it's not going to be too different than what it normally is. However, I've got this on my very nice 3-gun AR for another video that we're filming. And I don't really want to drop test this AR. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess it up. I really like it. But I did get a little bit creative here with testing it to see if it holds zero for you know, what you typically might use it for, aka home defense, close range stuff. I know what you're thinking, TN Tactical, this is only 16-inch 3-gun AR. Why would you have this on a 16-inch 3-gun AR? The truth is you probably wouldn't. You'd probably have this on maybe like a 12.5 or maybe a 10.5, something like that, or maybe on a different platform altogether. The point is, I wanted to put it out here at the end of a 16-inch barrel where it's going to get full blast, full reverberation of all the bullets flying through, to see how it does, you know, to see if it can hold that zero or if it's going to drift over time. So that's what we put on the 16-inch AR. Today we're going to go over all the specs and features of this particular light laser combo and kind of tell you why you may be interested in it, because again, I honestly think this might be one of the best light laser combos you can get right now, even from Votatu themselves. Let's see how she does. It is a 16-inch AR. I wanted to kind of show how you can easily grasp the controls here if you needed to, right? So I do like that. I'm going to use this AR to kind of zero it up real quick here, roughly about 50 meters, 50 yards, whatever, you know, American units, because, well, I'm not really going to use a visible laser for anything far out, right? This is more of a close range CQB kind of deal here. So we're going to have our laser be zeroed closer, whereas our scope is going to be zeroed out further. Makes sense, right? At least it makes sense to me. As far as the specs and features of this light laser combo, what makes it stand out is it's a very compact design. It's all snug and sits perfectly up here, and it's actually got the option to sit on both a Picatinny rail like I've got here, or you can actually also mount it to an M-LOK slot. And I've got a little bit of footage here that I'm borrowing from 704 Tactical. I'm sure he won't mind showing the inside, the underneath part of this, of how that kind of works there. and you'll see it actually has little screws for both M-lock or mounting it on the pick rail. Now I chose to mount this on the pick rail because it lines up perfectly with my barrel, because when you've got mount above your barrel here like I have, it's not going to sway left and right with the further the distance. So I did mount it up like this. It does make for a pretty good C-clamp hold here. And what you'll find here is, as you've got your grip around here, your tactical C-clamp, as you will, you actually find your fingers right where they would naturally be resting on those two buttons right there. You've got two rubber buttons. The front one here is actually going to be for your laser, as you see there. The back one here is going to be for your light, as you see there. Or you could press them both. Basically, they're independent of each other, and you can have either one or the other or both on if you want. Now, it does have toggling, so if you want to toggle it, I'll show you with the flashlight here. You can toggle it, or you can press and hold for momentary. You can also double tap to change the brightness. It's got a low mode, a high mode. You've also got a strobe mode here if you triple tap. So low, high, triple tap. All right, so that's roughly about 25-30 yards away from where we were shooting at. Very easy to do from the hip, as you can see. So I imagine any distance is closer than that, it's going to be even easier and even more accurate. All in the A zone there, except for one little straggler down there in the bottom left corner. But for the most part, I mean, like, I'll take that. You've got your magnetic charger here, okay? There's the charger right there. All right, and it basically just charges. Well, if I had undone everything, you just stick it there and it'll charge up for you. If you've got other Votatu like products that are rechargeable, it actually uses the exact same charger. I tested that to confirm that. Now I know some people are going to say, oh, TN Tactical, what gives? I thought you hate internal recharging batteries. And that is true, I do. I absolutely despise having those built-in rechargeable batteries that you cannot replace. Here's the thing, this is freaking $60. We talk about how after a set number of cycles a battery is going to lose its ability to hold a charge, right? It's $60. I would rather just buy another one at that point. You know, it's not really like a big deal. But for that $60, you've got a 3,000 lumen light. They advertise as 3,000. Now, is it really 3,000? I'm not really going to be able to say for certain, but I do think it's going to be bright enough for close range. I really pictured this being something for home intruder invasion type stuff. Let's say you're just hearing a bump in the night, you're not certain what's going on. You want to have something that is going to be useful for those late night encounters. So you've got your light, you've got a laser. The laser is going to be perfect because a lot of times, you know, you don't want to have to sit here and freak out. If you can do this right here, aim a laser in a general direction and start popping bad guys. You know, that's really where I see this kind of being a good fit for most people. People that need to save a little bit of money, but they want a laser that's going to hold zero, as well as a light that's going to hold a charge. Now, you guys know where I come from. I'm just an average dude every day here in East Tennessee. Never been there, never done that, never been overseas, never done any kind of serious hardcore duty stuff. Obviously, right? I don't think this product is really meant to be used for heavy duty use. I'm not going to be sitting here smashing against doors. Like, I wouldn't expect this to be used at the tip of the spear of a SWAT team, going in, busting doors and slamming into walls and shit. This is for people that may want to make their dollar stretch a little bit further, but they want something that's going to be good quality that they can count on in the middle of a bump in the night. That's really where this thing, I think, stands out the most. Something that you can rely on to help with personal self-defense. Now, after all those brief shenanigans that we did in the intro or wherever I decided to put that footage, I'm just checking to see if we lost zero with my scope here, because I know my scope can handle that kind of stuff, but we're talking about $60 laser. We want to make sure they can hold zero, right? So looking through here, I'll have to show you actually first person, but looking through here, I can say that it did not lose zero, which is kind of impressive considering the shenanigans and the rapid fire stuff we do here. The point of having a visible laser like this is so that you can just spray like this at from the hip, essentially, if you want to, or, you know, like this, just whatever you're comfortable with, without having to worry about your aiming so much, because again, when you're in a high stressful situation, a lot of those fine motor skills tend to go to shit. So by doing it like this with the green laser and just aiming in that general direction, you've got your laser that you can sort of just aim down the hallway and you know where it's going to hit. Again, not drop testing this today. I really don't want to mess up this AR. It kind of just worked out to be convenient to have this AR out here for both this video as well as a couple more videos I'm filming, so that's why I brought it. And plus, I just didn't feel like carrying like 2 or 3 ARs for like 2 or 3 videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one guy. I know there's a debate on whether or not you should even have a visible laser. I think it's good for home defense, in my opinion, but my hope is they come out with like an IR laser and an IR illuminator version of this. I'm telling you right now, if they do that, Votatu, listen carefully. If you come out with an IR laser and IR illuminator version of this, essentially the same thing, but it's both IR, you will sell them like freaking hotcakes. I'm telling you right now, I'm sure they're gonna watch this video because they sent the product out to me. So I'm hoping that they listen. Make an IR version of the laser and the illuminator, please. If you do that, you could probably sell for a little bit more, of course, because it's IR. If you make both of these IR, you're gonna be really onto something. Do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Just do it. So yeah, I like it. See, it's at the right price point that I can forgive it for being rechargeable. I know I don't like that. I don't like rechargeable. I don't like built-in batteries. I can let that slide. And plus, with the magnetic cable there, if you have this like setting up against your bedside or something, hooked up to the charger, ready to go, you know, doing its thing. If you hear something, you just grab it, go. It's not gonna like break anything or snag on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna just be ready to go. So I freaking love that. And that's why I'm saying this is really going to be good for home defense. You don't need to spend freaking $1,000+ for a laser when you're going to be shooting something inside your house from like 20 feet away, right? I mean, think. It's not that tactical. It's really just, it's more practical. And practical. Guys, that's going to wrap it up today. Remember, this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about the Votatu M6LP-G? Love to hear from you. We will see you next time. Oh, whoops. I've been freaking